YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming back to my channel. If you are a new person watching this video, hi, what's up? My name is Jay. I am actually a new YouTuber in the making. I have a bunch of videos uploaded. They're pretty funny. I make cool, funny content. Y'all should go check it out. But anyway, thanks for coming back to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up and go ahead and comment down below. Go ahead and comment down below if you are looking for a job as a teenager, or if you already have a job, or if you already applied to a job and you've seen this video in your recommendation, or like you are a subscriber, or I told you to watch this because you're my friend. So just go ahead and comment down below because I read your comments and I reply to them. Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys so much for like all the support y'all gave on my Q&A video. Like I just posted that video just because it was like a Q&A. I was like, it's not even gonna be that like big, and it's already like ranking up to like 100 views and stuff. So thank you guys so much for that. I appreciate that a lot. I'm gonna make a part 2 to that. So if you guys can you please go ahead and comment down below a bunch of more questions you have for me, or any opinions you guys have that you want me to talk about. So yeah, go ahead and comment stuff down below in the comment section. And yeah, today's video is gonna be about how to get a job as a teenager 101. Basically, I'm going to be giving y'all tips and tricks on like how to get a job as a teenager. I'm going to take you through the application process, the interview process, and the hiring process, because I know as a teenager, it's low-key a little bit difficult just because you're a teenager and you're in high school, so you already have like most of your time occupied because you're in school. But then again, it also is hard because like some jobs don't really take teenagers and some do. So I'm gonna just be here talking to y'all about it. And yeah, I'm gonna be telling you advice how to get your little bread as a teenager. All right, you're gonna be making a little bread, you know, a little side money. You already should know. All right, without further ado, let's get straight into this video. Oh, by the way, follow my Instagram. It's either gonna be somewhere up here. Make sure and follow my Instagram because I post on there daily and I do updates of my YouTube stuff there. So go ahead and follow my Instagram if you are watching this. I wrote down notes for this. It's basically, I put it in 3 different steps. The first step is the application process. The application process, it really depends on what job you're looking for. So for instance, if you're looking for like a fast food restaurant or like any type of store job, you could most likely go in and ask for application. And you know, if you go in and ask them, God's plan, you go in, they give you the application, you fill it out right there and then you hand it back to them, and they can give it to their manager, and that's like a better chance for you because it's a win-win. They give it to their manager, then their manager gets it, and then you know, it's like way easier because it's literally in the manager's hands. But sometimes it's not really the case like that. Like for most times, I know some jobs, they don't offer applications like in store, they offer them like online. So then that is kind of harder because when you apply online, like a bunch of people do that, and it's like gonna be likely for you to get chosen unless you follow up, which is leading to the next step, which is following up after your application. You know, you really want to check in like to see your status of like your application, like checking the status of your application to see if like, you know, you're eligible for the job, or if you're gonna get an interview. You know, just go ahead and call the store that you applied to, either online or like in store. Call that store like after like 2 days after you applied, and just follow up and check in and see like where your status is on the application, because there's nothing wrong in following up. Like I've done it with my past 2 jobs I've had, and I've got through like with the interview and everything. So yeah, you don't want to be scared to follow up and see like where your status is on your job application. Like go ahead and call them 2 days after. I wouldn't really say 1 day, but like 2 days, just because like for things to settle down. Then call them and be like, for example, you can call and be like, hi, this is Jeremiah, I applied to your store in store or like online a couple days ago. I want to see the status on my application. And if it's an employee and the manager isn't there, then you can just call back, ask them when the manager could be there, and you can just go ahead and call them back at that time. But if not, you can just ask like, oh hi, can I speak to your manager? Like I applied to here. Like they'll give you the phone to the manager, and then you could talk to the manager, and then you know, God's plan, you get an interview. And the interview is like the best thing to get, because like when they schedule for an interview, let them know, since you're a high school student as a teenager, let them know like I can come after school, not during school. They will like schedule you an interview during school hours and you can't come because you have school. So you know, make sure you schedule that interview with the manager like after school, not like during school, because we don't want that. We want to interview after school so we can get our schedule and our job after school, period. Also, try your best to sound professional throughout this whole process, like asking for an application. You know, be respectful, you know, be very professional, because honestly, most of the times, like jobs, like even the employees, when they see you, they want to see you looking like respectful, like polite, because they don't want nobody rude and ratchet coming up in here trying to work. You know what I mean? Like, all right, sis, like don't be rude, be respectful, all right? Be professional about it, like the whole process, even the interview process, which is step 3. Interview process, I'm not even gonna lie, I had 2 interviews before, and from my experience, like, you honestly have to treat it like you really want the job. Like, if you don't want the job, then you might as well not, like, you might as well just go to the interview however you want. But if you really want that job, you're gonna go to that interview, you're gonna dress really properly and professionally. I tell people this all the time, like, anytime I'm talking with my friends or like even my parents, they tell me this, like, when you go to interviews, you have to dress like it's church. Dress in church clothes. And I don't know what church you be going to, but churches I be going to, my church, I dress very proper and professional, all right? You gotta, like, if you're a guy, for instance, wear like a suit or wear like a dressy button-down shirt. Do not wear jeans, wear like a nice dressy pants, and wear dressy shoes. Do not wear no Converse or sneakers, all right? Because you want them to know that you're serious about this and you want that job, okay? So, also, one thing I think y'all really should do, and this really helps, like, I had an interview at one of my old jobs. I worked at Zaxby's. I'll put like the logo up here. For instance, you really want to like be very polite. So like what I did, like I would shake their hand. Like before we sit down, I'd be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Jeremiah. And then you shake their hand, then you sit down politely, you know? And yeah, like I just think when you give them a handshake, it just makes them more sure of you being polite and really wanting the job. Because sometimes people don't even handshake, they just be like, oh, what's up? Like, and also that's another thing, do not use slang words, all right? I'm not gonna stress this enough. If you use slang words, you just showing that you mad rude, all right? You have to be proper. Be like, oh, hi, nice to meet you. My name is so and so. Like, be respectful and use words that like are proper. Do not use slang words. We don't do that here, all right? We trying to get a job. We trying to be professional. We not gonna do that, period. On the interview process, one thing I know they're gonna ask you is your availability. Your availability really matters during the interview process because they're not gonna make your schedule. I mean, sometimes they are, but then sometimes it's most likely gonna be on orientation where they like really find out when you can work and this, that, and that. So what I suggest for you to do is basically like on the interview process, be like, you're free. I can work anytime. You know, just give them what they want to hear. So it'll give you a better chance of getting the job. And then when you get the job on the orientation, that's when you tell them, all right, I can't work this day because I have dance class. I can't work this day because I got church. I can't work this day because no one can bring me. You want to give them what they want to hear on the interview process just so you get the job. And I'm not saying don't lie. Like, if you can't work for like a full week, then, you know, you shouldn't be saying that. But, you know, just give them stuff they want to hear because that gives you a way better chance of getting the job faster than like not getting the job at all. Also, if you're gonna get, okay, so I'm gonna say this right now, and you shouldn't even be getting the job if you can't even get a way of transportation, all right? You should be able to have a way of transportation to like get the job, all right? Let's say you get the job and you don't have a way of transportation and you use the public transport, you don't have a reliable transportation, it's gonna look bad, you know? And they're gonna probably ask you, I'm pretty sure, because they've asked me for my jobs, like, oh, like, do you have a reliable transportation? I was like, yeah, like I have my parents, I have my sisters, you know, like I have a way of getting there on my own. Because then most of the times they're gonna ask you, and then if you don't, I'm pretty sure sometimes they won't even hear if you have a way of transportation. They'll just be like, all right, well, you better find a way here. And then sometimes I know they'll let you carpool with other employees, but for me personally, I just don't do that because I do not want to be in someone else's car. All right, I'm gonna be tired coming home from work, and I want to go home with my own family's car, and I'm gonna be coming to work with my family's car, right? But some people are less fortunate not to have like a way of transportation, so they most likely just like carpool with like an employee or sometimes the boss. Like I know for my first job, like there would be employees who would like go home with the boss and the boss would drop them home and then go home. So yeah, just always have a way of transportation because if you don't, it's really gonna mess you up in the long run. You're gonna be going to work mad late. Like ain't nobody wanna go to work mad late. Like we trying to go to work early to clock in early, leave early, and actually no, clock in early, leave a little after because you get paid for that. Really show that money. And that's all period. Okay, and then after your interview process, let's say you get the job. Congratulations, yeah, you got the job. I'm so proud of you. But if you didn't, don't be discouraged because it's the United States, or if you live in another country, I'm pretty sure everywhere you go, they're gonna need workers at any job. So don't be discouraged. I got turned down by a couple jobs before I got my first 2 jobs, so don't be discouraged if you don't get the job. But let's say you do. You get the job, and right after the interview process, they're telling you, all right, you can come in Monday for orientation. So what you have to do is, so sometimes people tend to forget, like, after your interview process, you really have to understand, like, you have to, like, set some ground rules in a way. Like, you have to be asking questions. And I didn't really do this for my first interview. I literally just got the job, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna go home now, bye. And, like, I missed out on so many things. And this is why I'm thankful for my parents. Like, thank God for them, bro. Because, like, if they weren't there, bro, I would have been messed up in so many things. Like, after you like get through with the job on the interview, that's when it's your time to ask questions. And do not be afraid to ask questions, because you have to ask questions, because you're going to be putting your time and effort and you're going to be working there. So you have to make sure to ask questions, just because it helps you're safe. And they let you ask questions too. You know, I'm gonna give you out like 2 questions you should really ask. Is the first one is the type of way you're getting paid. So there's something called like weekly, which is like every Friday. Like that was the case for my first job. It was weekly, so every Friday I would get paid. And then there's bi-weekly, which most jobs do, if depends on the franchise company or whatever. And bi-weekly is like every other week. So like let's say your payday is Tuesday, you would get paid this Tuesday, then the next week you wouldn't, then the week after that you would get paid. So it's like bi-weekly. It's considered 2 weeks kind of, if you think about it. So yeah, you want to make sure and like find that out, because if you don't, bro, you gonna be finding that out. You're gonna be like, damn, like I really don't want this job because of this. I'm not even gonna get paid. Like it really depends on the type of person you are. So yeah, I remember for my first job, I didn't even ask, but it ended up being every week. But then my second job, I didn't even ask either, and then it ended up being every 2 weeks. And I was kind of bummed out on that. I was like, damn, I should have listened to my mom, because like, bro, it's like every 2 weeks. If I had asked and known, I could have told them to hold up, let me go to another job and see, you know? So that's always good to take in mind. And do not be afraid to ask questions, because you are entitled to ask questions. They gave you the job, you got questions. You're gonna be working there, giving your time there. Don't be afraid to ask questions, period. You gotta ask. And the next question you should be asking is how are you getting paid? Like, meaning, like, is it gonna be direct deposit, which is like they give you your paycheck directly into your account? Or is it gonna be like paychecks, where they give you your paycheck in an envelope and you would have to sign for it? And I actually learned the hard way for this too, because my first job, it was direct deposit, because I went in and like she told me, like, you know, it was direct deposit. I didn't even ask her. And sometimes you're lucky, they'll tell you stuff and you won't even have to ask. The second job, I really like went in for the interview and everything, and then I've been working there. I was like, wait, like, do I have to give you as my paycheck leaf and all that stuff, like, so you have my direct deposit information and all that? And they're like, oh no, we do paychecks, so you like every 2 weeks. And I found out that they pay every 2 weeks too. She was like, okay, so we pay every 2 weeks and you get a paycheck and you have to sign for it. And then there was like a whole schedule for when the payday starts and it ends, and like your payday to come in and get it. And I was just like, bro, like if I had known that, bro, I could have just like told them, okay, I don't want this job, I want another job that does every Friday. But honestly, it depends on the type of person you are. But just for me personally, I don't mind waiting, but it's just like, oh my god, like that you get more money like that in a way. Like you really have to wait long. But most jobs do it, but some actually don't. So that's why, as I said, it's always good to ask. I'm not going to stress on that enough. Ask questions and information, like find out information before you end up taking the job, because you never know like what you could be working for, you know? Like they could trick you and be like, oh, like when you saw the interview that you were getting, they could trick you and be like, oh, you're gonna get this much money, but then when you actually get the job and you confirmed everything, you get minimum wage and the money you didn't want. So, you know, and that's one thing too, find out how much you're getting paid. Because I actually found this out because I really cared about how much I was getting paid. And for the second job, I didn't get paid minimum wage. I got paid a certain amount. I'm not gonna say it now, but just know I got paid the amount I wanted to. But for the first job, I didn't know, and I found out after, and I was like, darn it. But I didn't really care at the moment because it was my first job. So yeah, last tip I'm gonna tell y'all, this isn't included, but I just wanted to say it. Be honest, because honesty will go a long way. If your manager or the person interviewing you sees that you're honest, it's really gonna help. Like for example, if they ask you, have you ever had any experience in the kitchen, and you just say yeah because you worked because you used to make food with your mom in the kitchen, that's not gonna help. All right, you have to be honest. You have to tell them, all right, you know what, no, I haven't had experience in the kitchen, but I do make a lot of food sometimes, but I just haven't had professional experience in the kitchen. So yeah, you want to be honest as much as you can, because honesty will go a long way and it's the right thing to do. So be honest, because it really will help you to get the job. So pretty much sums up this video on how to get a job as a teenager 101. If you guys want to hear my first job I ever had, like a story time, I guess, go ahead and comment down below and give this video a like. And yeah, just let me know in the comments if you want to, because I really would enjoy to tell that, because like that was my first job. I was really excited too, but like it's like a whole backstory to it and everything. So yeah, but thank you guys so much for watching my video. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Make sure and subscribe if you haven't to join the J fam. You already know. Follow my Instagram, it should be somewhere above here. And yeah, I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace out. Bye.